Well, the international break has just finished and another big Premier League weekend is about to begin. We've got a couple of good trips lined up, one today, one tomorrow. I'm getting the train, it's quite early, 11:15. It's a fine day in the city and a lot of Liverpool shirts around the place ahead of their game with Reading in a few hours' time, which I'll be listening to. We're getting our own train onto Runcorn in a few minutes. As I say, I'll tell you more of today's itinerary a bit later on, but that's our first port of call. We've got 2 full matches to listen to today, so it's going to be a cracker. The Premier League is back, baby. Well, the train's going in 5 minutes, so I better catch it. Well, we've just got off at Runcorn now and we're walking to the top of a hill. It's 12:30 and there's 15 minutes to go until the big lunchtime game kicks off. And it's a London derby between 2 giants, Tottenham versus Chelsea, and 5 Live have got the commentary. So we're going to the top of that hill, which is about a 10-minute walk from here, to hear the kick-off. Well, this is Runcorn Hill. And you can get some amazing views of Merseyside just ahead of you there from up here. In football terms, it's 20-1 and the players are just about to come out of White Hart Lane. Chelsea, the away team today, top of the table on 19 points. Tottenham are 5 back on 14, but have won 4 straight Premier League games. It's well poised, this, very, very well poised. And kick-off is imminent. Well, the players are out, the Tottenham anthem rings round the ground, and now the Premier League jingle does too. A sellout White Hart Lane is expectant and ready to do battle with Chelsea, who incidentally have a very good record at this ground, but Tottenham have become a good team in recent years, so the tide might just change in this fixture. We're ready for kick-off. We are very much underway in this derby. The game's kicked off, and we're now going to go for a walk. We're going to walk down from the top of this hill, through some of the streets of Runcorn, towards the River Mersey's south bank. Then we'll get a train back at half-time. During the second half, we're going to be walking through some streets in South Liverpool, which should be alright. And then we'll walk along the Mersey, nearer Liverpool, just south of Liverpool City Centre, through to Liverpool City Centre itself, during the first half of the 3 o'clock kick-offs, when I'm going to listen to Liverpool v Reading. And then I'll be getting the train home during the second half as usual. So the Premier League is back. Let's get it on. Well, we're just a few minutes in as Tottenham win a free kick. Mike Dean, the referee for this match, against Chelsea, who are unbeaten in 5 meetings with Tottenham, although I think 3 of the last 4 have been drawn. So it's going to be good. We've had our first big chance of the game and it's gone to the home team. Gallas just scuffing a shot. Well, Chelsea have got the first corner of the match, which Hazard is about to take. Quaint little park over there with tennis courts, or basketball courts, I think they're tennis courts. Just walking through the car park of the former Travellers West pub. Unfortunate really, because I remember it when it was open. Beautiful pub in a beautiful location. That's a recession. Still, it didn't stop the fans selling out Premier League matches like this one. 6 minutes gone. Well, Friedel's in goal for Spurs and Yori is back on the bench. Petr Cech, the Chelsea goalkeeper, on the other hand, is captain today because of Terry's suspension, and I think Lampard's still injured. Interesting statistic though, there are 7 English players on the pitch at the moment, 5 for Spurs, 2 for Chelsea, but none of the 14 substitutes are English. Well, after 10 minutes, it's definitely Chelsea that have started the better, as Oscar, I think it was, came close with the chance. It's interesting because 2 weeks ago, of course, towards the end of the last episode of this, I was actually in North London, around the streets of White Hart Lane before their last League game, which was a 2-0 win against Aston Villa, finished. And it was 2-2 between Southampton and Fulham in the end. A late goal for each team in the final 10 minutes, which I missed because I was on the train, on the tube at that point, so I couldn't listen to it. Well, last season I listened to this fixture, although it was actually the reverse at Stamford Bridge in March. I went for a walk somewhere, I think it was near Liverpool Airport actually. It finished 0-0. I just hope it doesn't this time. The deadlock's been broken, and it's quite an early goal too after 17 minutes. And it's the West London Giants winning. They set the lead at Arsenal with Chelsea. They've done it again at White Hart Lane. And it's Gary Cahill with a beautiful volleyed finish from a hazard corner. Spurs 0, Chelsea 1. A cracking goal apparently. 25 minutes gone, and the game is definitely getting stretched. Well, life is good. Another great, mild autumn day here. Yeah, Runcorn with its extensive network of tunnels and bridges. It's a fascinating, yet frustratingly bizarre road layout. Ready for the drop. Whee! Oh. For a moment I was actually a bit worried that I might trip over, but I'm still on my feet. Let's go. 24 minutes have gone now, and Chelsea still lead away at Tottenham 1-0 as Ivanovic goes into the book. Yeah, as you can see, some engineering work taking place on Runcorn Bridge itself, and there it is. Anyone that's watched that show, 2 Pints of Lager and a Packet of Crisps, it features in the opening titles. Well, as you can hear, we're right in the flight path zone of Liverpool John Lennon Airport. That all adds to the interest, at least for me personally, of this area. Well, I'm now down by the Mersey estuary itself. The first bit of water you can see is actually the Manchester Ship Canal. It's the bit beyond that second wall that is the estuary. And that monster is Fiddler's Ferry, which I might have mentioned in an earlier episode. Power station in the northwest. It's such a lovely day down here though. Birds wading in the water. The weather's mild. No rain. No wind. Just peace, tranquility and harmony. Well, Tottenham are still very much in this game. They've come close. I think Sigurdsson had a chance a few minutes ago. A good derby at the moment. First blood went to the away team, but we've still got an hour, nearly an hour left of play. Well, I don't know what the hell them geese wanted. I ain't got no food for them. There's 10 minutes till half time. Chelsea still a goal up. And to be honest, they're closer to getting a second than Tottenham are an equaliser at the moment. I very much get the impression now that Tottenham cannot afford to concede the next goal in this match, because if they do, I don't see him coming back. I think 2-0 will be too much for them to recover from, and Chelsea will probably get the points. But it's still 1-0, and there is still hope for them with 36 on the clock. Wow. Well, we're coming into the end of the half now, but there's been great chances for both teams in the last 5 minutes. Perhaps decisively in this game. Friedel, I think, just saved another Chelsea chance, but Petr nearly let Spurs equalise. I think, in any case, both teams have come close. But yeah, Chelsea are so good on the counter-attack. That's what is going to kill Tottenham today, if anything does. Yeah, I've just heard now. 42 on the clock, so half-time nigh upon us. And there is runway. There is Runcorn station, so we'll be getting the train in a few minutes. Well, we're into 3 minutes of stoppage time now as I walk across the bridge over the platforms. Terrific view of Runcorn. Look at it. Well, the half-time whistle's going at any second now. There we are. Well, it is half-time now, and the score is Spurs 0, Chelsea 1. So I'm just going to make a 10-minute train journey, conveniently over half-time, and I'll join you in South Liverpool for the second half. Well, we're now into the second half, and I'm in South Liverpool here at Liverpool South Parkway Station. And what we're going to do is, we're going to walk one stop on the Merseyside line towards Liverpool. We're going to walk there to the next station, which is at Garston, and then get on there, and then I'll explain the rest of the day as and when. Let this bus go past. So we're 4 minutes into the second half now. Now we've had a second goal. And remember what I said earlier, if Chelsea got the second goal, that would be it for Tottenham. Well, that hasn't happened. It's an equaliser. Spurs are level. Equaliser. Tottenham 1, Chelsea 1. Just 5 minutes into the second half. What a start of this second half of the game. Just about to cross a busy road. And it's a green man. Thank you. So we've got a whole network of these to cross. Here's the second one. Another green light, perfect. And yet another one. Across in one go, we didn't even have to press a button. Perfect. And on we go. Well, the atmosphere is really electric now, and that equaliser for Tottenham has lifted all them, certainly. And the weather's now improved. What a beautiful day it is now. Goal! Another goal! And what a difference half-time makes. Tottenham are now leading, and it's a great finish from Defoe. Chelsea, only 3 goals conceded all season, now 2 inside 6 minutes. What a game. Well, if the first half of this derby was fascinating, I can only describe this now as truly pulsating stuff. Wow. As we approach the hour mark. What a magnificent goal. And it's an equaliser for Chelsea. Beautiful goal from Mata on his left foot. The commentator's reaction really said it all. 2-2. What a derby we're having. Cracking goal from Mata. It doesn't matter how he scored it, he did. And it was a cracker. Now, I haven't got a clue where this goes, but hopefully I can get somewhere. This is truly, truly why we love the Premier League. It really is. Well, these woodlands clearly appear to go nowhere other than to a dead end, so let's turn back. Oh my God, what a game this has turned out to be. There's been a 5th goal, a 2nd goal with 5 minutes, a 3rd goal in 10, 4th goal in 20 minutes. Oh, I've almost lost count. It's the West Londoners that have gone back again ahead for the 2nd time. It's 3-2 Chelsea. Tottenham 2, Chelsea 3. God, how good is Mata? It was him that got the 3rd goal. So all of a sudden he's on for a hat-trick and he almost got it. One of the best games of the season without doubt. And there's still nearly 20 minutes. Well, we've got just over 10 minutes left now. And things have just settled down a little bit. Chelsea are actually comfortable and they do finally look on course to win this, but there's only 1 goal in it. Yeah, we only really... Well, we walked down from the hill in Runcorn, walked to the edge of the Mersey, or as close as we could get to it, had a look, then walked back to the station. Later on in the season, I will cover the canals in more detail because there are some beautiful canal walks in Runcorn. So that's another walk for a different week. Well, we're just walking over the south branch of the Mersey Rail. I'll just show you. There it is. And by the way, I made a mistake before. I said we was walking towards Garston. It's actually called Cressington. Cressington's the next station. Garston is a former station that's now shut down. Was on the site of Liverpool South Parkway now. It's flown by, isn't it? A spectacle that I can only describe as one of the best ever in the Premier League this second half. is now only 5 minutes away from its end. Tottenham still trying to get the equaliser, but Chelsea, you just get the impression they're probably going to hang on. They've just about done enough, but it's not over yet. Oh! Petr Cech's made a great save just now. It could have been 3-3, and Cech has to take a lot of credit if Chelsea do get the 3 points. And just as we approach the end of the 90 minutes, there's been a 6th goal, and it's a killer 4th. The points are definitely going back to Chelsea now. It hurts to be a Tottenham fan, especially against Arsenal, Chelsea and London derbies. Tottenham have put up a good fight, but this is a special and young Chelsea side that are going to be amongst the top elite in English and European football for many years. As it matter. Well, now into a quiet neighbourhood of Liverpool. And by the way, it was Sturridge that got that 4th goal. And we're now into injury time. And literally, the Chelsea players just going through the motions. It's been a pulsating derby, but it's swung in the way of the visitors. Well, it's finished. And this station is called St Michael's. Only 2 stops south of Liverpool Central. But we're going to walk to the centre from here. So as I say, it's finished. And Chelsea's amazing start continues. Tottenham painfully for them though. 8 points off the pace. And already they're just looking at top 4 qualification as their best this season. But the Manchester clubs have got big competition on their hands from Chelsea this season, because Chelsea are definitely going for the title for me. Left or right? Take a guess. We are going to the right. So I'll see you in a few minutes down by the seafront. It's 10-3, and I'm now getting ready to listen to another Premier League game, Liverpool v Reading, and that is one of just, I think, 6 games at 3 o'clock. Ah yes, nothing like a bit of Merseyside vandalism. Beautiful. Okay. Well, I filmed from this exact same spot 5 weeks ago when the match I was listening to was the London derby between QPR and Chelsea. And now I'm here and I've just listened to the kick-off of Liverpool Reading, which is what I'll be following this afternoon on a fine calm day by the River Mersey and not a breath of wind. Let's go. And this game is one of just 6 this afternoon from the Barclays Premier League. The other 5 are as follows: Man United Stoke, West Brom Man City, Swansea Wigan, West Ham Southampton, and it's Fulham Villa. So I'll be following all 6 of them with interest. So we're literally going to walk right along the edge of the Mersey for the next 2 or so miles till we reach Albert Dock. Then it'll be half time, we'll get the train home. Reading have had an early chance, but it's still 0-0. Incidentally, before kick-off, I listened to All of You Never Walk Alone ahead of the match on the radio, and it really does bring a tear to my eye. Anyways, on with the business. We anchor. Arr. It'd be a perfect day to go fishing and get a perfect catch. Ah yes, October, the weather's still okay, and we're right up and running into the season. Well, 10 minutes gone, and we don't know of any goals in the Premier League as yet. Liverpool on the attack. They've definitely been on top in this match. This would be a good time to score, but not quite. Still early days. Well, I would say we're just coming up to the quarter-hour mark. I bet you there's been a goal or 2 somewhere, but I'm just waiting to hear it. Unfortunately, I can't get the goal information instantly like Jeff Sterling can and the boys on Gillette Soccer Specials on Sky Sports. Ferry across the Mersey to this land I call my own. Well, we have got a goal in the Premier League now, and it's not one you expect either. I was just saying to myself, well, surely Man United game 1 up against Stoke will be the first goal of the day. It's not. Old Trafford is silent. It's Man United 0, Stoke 1, shockingly. But even more shocking is the scorer. He's the first person to expect to score in the game, He's the last one you'd expect to score an own goal. It is a Wayne Rooney own goal that's given Stoke the lead at Old Trafford, apparently. 10 years and a day since he burst onto the scene with that stunning winner for Everton against Arsenal. Well, in this game we're listening to, it's so far the same old story, I'm afraid, for Liverpool fans. They're generally on top, but there's just no finishing product. They're suffering badly with only one recognised striker fit. We're only 20 minutes in though, no need to panic yet. Well, we're closing in on Liverpool City Centre. You can see the Anglican to the right and St John's Beacon just ahead there, the big observation wheel tower thingy, yeah. Well, we can't get across for a minute or two as the drawbridge is going up. Must be a VIP. Well, these are the culprits. I think they're from the Merchant Navy, I'm not sure though. Well, the bridge is now on its way down, so you can cross in a minute. Well, during that 10-minute period where we was waiting to get across the bridge, the first goal of the match went in. And it's some light relief, finally, for the many suffering Liverpool supporters. A beautiful goal from young Raheem Sterling, who's first in the Premier League, I think that is. And there's an equaliser at Old Trafford, and now Wayne Rooney scored at the right end. That's more like it. United back in business. And by the way, there was a really funny moment at Anfield earlier. Liverpool fans with a standing ovation for a free kick. No, it wasn't a goal, it wasn't even taken, just for being awarded a free kick. They got a standing ovation. Funny stuff. But yeah, disappointing for Reading. They've barely had a shot on target in this game. Well, all of a sudden, we're only 5 minutes away from half time. 1 goal at Anfield, 2 at Old Trafford, none in the other 4 games. So far as we know. Well, it is Reading's best spell of the match so far, but there's still considerable lack of quality for the Royals that are still without a Premier League win this season since their return to the top flight at the end of last year. Well, Man United have now well and truly put that early shock behind them and are 2-1 up in their game. So normal service resumed there. Half time at Anfield, Liverpool 1-0 up in a fully satisfying half for the Reds. Well, as we're in half time, I might as well show you the Echo Arena and Convention Centre, the BT Convention Centre, as it says on the side. It's actually a building of 2 halves. The closer half to us is the BT Convention Centre, and the further half is the Echo Arena. Anyway, I have to get the train, so I'll talk in a bit. Well, we are roughly 20 minutes away from the end of the 3 o'clock kickoffs. Just got off the train and a lot has happened goal-wise. There's been well over twice, probably triple as many goals in the last 25 minutes as there was in all the first half. Firstly in the game I'm listening to, it's still 1-0 Liverpool. Well, we're back at the car. As soon as we get in, I'll review the many goals that have gone in since we last spoke. Just get the key there, yeah. Open the door and let's get in. Without delay. Oh. Okay, well, after messing around with the camera for 5 minutes, we're actually into the closing 10 minutes of all the games, and there's been an awful lot of goals. There was 3 goals in the first half in all the games. There's been a lot more in the second. It's well truly made up for it. Remember, United were 2-1 up. Well, they went 3-1 up in the second half, and Stoke got one back, and now United are 4-2 up, so it looks like they're home and dry. There was a couple of goals at Swansea, and both for the home side in quick succession, so it looks like Swansea will beat Wigan. It's 2-0 there. West Ham got 2 goals right at the beginning of the second half in quick succession, but Southampton pulled one back, so 2-1 there, still in the balance. Fulham have just scored potentially a late winner against Villa, so 1-0 to them at the Cottage. And Man City, who had Milner sent off earlier, the champions, are losing against West Brom, who might be winning a 5th consecutive home game, and it's still 1-0 at Anfield. So an incredible afternoon. I'm going to go and see the conclusion, and I'll be out tomorrow listening to a couple of games, so I'm sure you will tune in with me then. Okay, so bye-bye.